You know, one thing I'm realizing is that this battle and Kendrick Lamar winning this battle this year against Drake really did save hip hop because OVHO Nation has got to be some of the softest, lamest, most delusional people and fans of anything that I've ever witnessed before. There's all these weird narratives, and this is going to be a two-part video because there's two streams and videos that I've seen recently that just, I wish Drake would release some music. Drake, could you please release some music so these lames will have something to do besides talk about Kendrick Lamar and try to come with these same lame, terrible narratives. Now they lying and making up stuff. This is, hip hop was going to be in the toilet if Drake won. I'm sorry, because these lames they know nothing about hip hop. They have no integrity. The level of bitch assness that is being shown by Drake fans and the Cole Worldians. You know, I'm gonna leave J. Cole alone, but his fan base is annoying. Just super annoying. Just super soft. Just wearing Charmin tissue head wraps with pink house shoes on, drenched in P. Diddy baby oil soft. Like, y'all just, you guys complain about everything. It was a simple battle and your boys lost. What is all this? Let's just get into all this nonsense that they're spewing out. Let's get into it. All right. So I just recently came across a few videos from OVHO Nation spinning the narrative yet again. Now, the first one I came across was the other day, Joe Budden and Joe Budden podcast. And I know most people are like, what? Oh, Joe Budden and OVHO Nation? Yes. In my opinion, Joe Budden and his podcast are secret ovhoes. Even though Joe Budden personally has gripes against Drake, I still think he holds Drake's jockstrap a little bit. So we'll get into that in another video. But there was them trying to say how good Family Matters was. And this is what Kendrick is addressing on Whacked Out Murals. When I do the lyrical analysis on that, we'll talk about that in more detail. But Drake needs to hire better media people and streamers to speak on his behalf, because he's got to be paying them, for one, because there's no way that they're still trying to make something out of a battle that is clearly over and clearly Kendrick Lamar won, and Drake moving on would be the best thing. His fan base moving on would be the best thing for him if he wishes to continue to have a career. But the obsession that they have now with trying to still win the battle somehow, and we're in December and the battle was over in May, is pretty ridiculous. So one of the secret OVHO Avengers who came out the closet, you know, a few months back, or was snatched out the closet, shout out to Justin Hunt, the company man, What's the Dirt is back, right? And he's back spewing nonsense, full OVHO cape on, and he's speaking to a couple other streams. I don't even know who these two gentlemen are. They obviously are big Drake fans, but they are talking about Kendrick Lamar and the pop collaborations that he did over 10 years ago. So let's check that out first, and then I'll give a reaction.
Okay. Kendrick literally collaborated with actual pop stars outside of hip hop. Genre. No, we don't say for his number one. Kendrick can't do what Drake does, historically speaking. I agree with that. Like, that's what I've always said, that we don't penalize Kendrick enough for his constant collaborations with pop stars. Adam Levine, fucking.
You know why that is, right?
Why?
They always wanted, TDE always wanted, they always wanted Kendrick to be like a Drake. Like they and this is exclusive for you guys here now. Like, because you know how Drake got that, you know how on push-ups Drake said, I know my pictures on the wall when y'all cook up. So this is the real reality of what that meant. So back in the day, and this is very, very good inside source told me this, back in the day at the TDE studio, when Kendrick was first coming up, they had a picture of Drake in the studio. Top did. Top had a picture of Drake in the studio, and people would ask, like, why do you guys have a picture of Drake in here? And Top would say, because this is the guy we're trying to beat. This is the guy we need to beat right here. So then when I found that out, like, I know my picture on the wall when y'all cook up, like, that goes crazy, way harder because of that. But then it started adding up to me, like, oh, like the Taylor Swift records and the Adam Levine records and then like, if Kendrick had any sort of animosity for Drake, it could have started back then. It could have started back then, because you're doing all these pop records and you still can't really catch them.
Okay, let's put this into context here just real quick. All right, the first time Kendrick Lamar did a record with Adam Levine on the record, they were both features for, I think it's the Lonely Island or something like that. It was a group, like some kind of alternative group, right? The Taylor Swift record Bad Blood was 2015. The Maroon 5 feature was 2016. Okay, so what about that time period, especially 2013? Nobody was trying to be like Drake in 2013. Drake was still getting popping himself in 2013. In 2015, Kendrick Lamar had released To Pimp a Butterfly, which was one of the most critically acclaimed rap albums of all time. His second, by the way. And see, this is what I'm talking about as far as them being disconnected from the culture. And shout out to Canada. This has nothing to do with all of Canada. But this YouTuber here is a Canadian, obviously not a real hip hop fan. Okay, he tried to build his platform off of hip hop beefs and tried to be, the Canadian version of Academics, in my opinion, right? That's what this kid's aim was. And shout out to Academics. He has a video where he just sounds like he just lost in the sauce. He just don't know what he's talking about. He was trying to downplay Kendrick's GNX album, and he came off sounding like he was high on shrooms or something like that. But anyway, we'll get to that in another video. So this idea that an artist who based his career and his content around the empowerment of the culture of African American people, the first two albums, really the first three, if you want to count Section 80, right, are all about African American culture, being anti-establishment, and the upliftment of poor people in general, and African American poor people specifically, because Kendrick comes from that culture, right? So he's giving his life experience. That's what his career is based on. How is that chasing Drake and the sensitive soy boy raps and songs that he released? How is that chasing that at all? How is Kendrick Lamar trying to be like Drake or anybody from TDE? For sure. So J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul, they definitely be singing hater anthems on their records. That's exactly what they were doing, because they were trying to be like Drake. I'm so glad. I didn't know all these lames existed like this before this happened. This is all new to me, so excuse me for being surprised about it, right? I wasn't a huge social media person like that as far as listening to people's fans and things like that, but this is amazing to me. It's gonna be a long first part of the year. I think by the middle of the year, if Drake releases something, he'll release something eventually. They can move on to something else, and hopefully Drake do Afro beats. This is a personal request from me. Do Afro beats or do something. Do another genre of music, reggaeton, something. Don't try to come back. Don't release no more rap records. It's over. And so your fan base can go over to another genre of music. That would help us out tremendously. Like in the hip hop space, we just don't need this at all, right? So let me know what y'all think in the comments below about ovhoe Nation. Just won't go away. I mean, we just need them to go away at this point. All these lame people, the party is over. That party. There's a new party coming, but that party is over. All right? So if you're lame and you 50 years old, still trying to be 22, and all these lames that's out here, it's over. Just stop. You're not at the top anymore. Your king has been defeated, and rightfully so, because it was going to be the end of the world if he wasn't. All right, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Hit the notification bell. Share the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank y'all for watching as always, and we out.